My boy, it's good to see you. Bam. Absolutely fucking roasting here in the desert, in the plains of Africa. It's lovely. We've got the higher bike as always. We've got the chain flashing in the sun. Beautiful fucking day. I'm making the most of it, that's for sure. I want to talk to you about the beauty of feminine energy, okay? And I also want to tell you a little story about my first proper relationship. The first ever relationship I got into. Some of you guys can relate to this and you probably might laugh at this story because we all kind of go through the same shit. I swear as young men, we all go through the same trajectory in life. We're kind of a weird little video game incel nerd, you know, virgin, hasn't really done anything. We meet a girl, we fall in love because it's our first kind of interaction with a woman properly. I mean, listen, bro, I've had high school, to be fair, I've always had girls in my life. I've never been an incel. I've always had girls in my life since I was like fucking 11, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. But when I kind of got to like 17, 18, there was never anything serious, right? It was just kind of like casual high school relationship kind of stuff. And we all know how that goes, right? So I was never like an incel kind of kid. I wasn't that weird. I always had the little pretty boy look, I think. The little white boy with the fucking brown hair and, you know, the blue eyes and that kind of shit. So I've always done quite well with women and girls and stuff like that. But I was just really, really shy when I was a kid. That was my problem. I was very, very shy and awkward. And I used to blush and go really red. Like the suntan that I've got now, I'd be like that when a girl would talk to me, or when a girl would come and hug me and be like, oh, hi, Luke, in front of the class or something. I'd just go red and be like, oh, shit, you know, everyone's looking at me. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'd feel really awkward and weird and just not really know what to do with myself. So that was my problem. Now, naturally, as I progressed, I was raised by a single mother. So my biological dad was a bit of a dickhead, quite abusive to myself and my mum. My little brother, thankfully, didn't really experience too much of the abuse because by the time he got old enough to realise what was going on, we already left the biological dad. But I experienced a lot of it, which left me with a lot of anger issues, a lot of aggression and stuff like that. And I didn't really know how to channel it. Completely different video entirely, but just a bit of context, right? So I was raised by a single mother. Now, if any of you boys are raised by a single mother, if any of you boys are raised by just your mum or just, you know, a woman, you'll understand that it's by no fault of the woman, by no fault of your mother, you will start to adopt very feminine traits. Now, this is natural because obviously you're around a feminine female, right? It's very natural for you to naturally just adopt feminine traits because that's all that you know as you're growing up. So biological dad wasn't in my life. Grew up with a single mother, absolutely amazing, best mum in the fucking world. Mum, I love you if you're watching this. Absolutely best mum in the world. I'm going to make sure that I repay her for absolutely everything she's done for me one day with this fucking business. It's going to pop off and I'm going to treat my mum. But anyway, yeah, she did what she could with the knowledge that she had at the time. And it was a struggle, but we got there. Point being, I had some feminine traits. Now, what this means is when I first met the girl that I fell in love with, my first love, my first true love, whatever you want to call it, right? She knows who she is. If she watches I know she watches my videos every now and then. If she's watching this one, I hope you're doing well. I have nothing but love and respect for you. There's no hatred or resentment here. However, when I met this girl, I was 18 when I met this girl. Never ever been in a long-term relationship before. Again, always just like quick high school shit. I'd mess around with girls here and there throughout my years, but I'd never have anything serious or long-term. So when I met this girl, it was serious, bro. I fell in love with this girl and she fell in love with me, and we had that, you know, true love, relationship, bond, whatever. And it was absolutely one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. The point of topic I want to talk about here is how I acted in that relationship versus how I act in my life now. So, for example, I would be very, very feminine. Now, what you must understand about relationships, my friend, is there's always a dynamic. Now, forget about what the soft, wokey media tells you nowadays of like, oh, everyone's equal, oh, females can be strong and independent and be the businesswoman and bring in the money. That's fine, you can do whatever you want. I'm not against anything. I'm not disrespecting anyone's agenda or disrespecting anyone's viewpoint. But there has to be a role. Everyone has to play a role. Do you understand? Someone has to be masculine. Someone has to be feminine. If that's the woman in the masculine role and the man's in the feminine role, there's nothing wrong with that. You just might find that you're not fulfilled in some areas, okay? And this is exactly what happened to me in my first relationship, okay? Bear with me. So, met the girl, fell in love, all going great, whatever. As the relationship starts to progress, I start to realise, I only realise it now in hindsight, now that I look back, but I start to play the feminine role. I start to be in the feminine role, right? I start to just kind of the girl that I was with was deciding where we were going, deciding what we were doing, kind of very like a mother figure in a sense. Now, this is the worst thing that can happen to you as a man if you're in a relationship, is when it gets to like a mother-child dynamic. That is the worst. Do not ever let it happen. You may as well just better off cutting it off. No matter how much you love the girl, don't ever... It's okay to let her play the masculine role every now and then in the bedroom if you want. If you want to change shit up again, you know, you want to be submissive for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with this shit. There's nothing wrong with that balance. Every now and then, yeah, cool, you can play the feminine role. You know, she can give you hugs, you can lie on top of her and whatever. You can change it up a little bit. But the main point I want to stress here is 80% of the time, 90% of the time, you have to be in the masculine role. You have to be the decider, the protector, the provider, the one bringing the money in, the one that decides things, the one that leads, the one that says we're going here, the one that doesn't, you know, just blindly follow or submissive and ask, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, yeah, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. That's what I was like. You know, we'd go out places and I'd be like, well, what do you want to do? I'd kind of give her the leadership role rather than just being that man and be like, right, okay, let's go here. Let's do this. You know, I know you like Italian. Cool, we're going to this place. Meet me here at this time. Bam, just leadership. Women don't want to have to think. Feminine women don't want to have to think shit. It's too masculine. It's problem solving. That's what masculine energy is all about. Solving problems, logical thinking. Feminine women don't want to do that. They just want to blindly follow your lead. They just want to surrender to the present moment. Okay, are you with me? Now, the problem with my first relationship was I was in the feminine. I was surrendering to the present moment. I prioritized the relationship over my missions in life, my goals in life. So my fitness started to slack, okay? My progress in my college, because I was in college at the time, started to slack. The only thing I started to think about and care about every single day was the relationship and the girl. Guess what happened? She lost respect for me. And naturally, when she lost respect for me, she started to disrespect me. She started to treat me in negative ways, in kind of rude ways. Now, this is not, I'm not like exposing her or nothing like that, because we both did our wrongs, but it's just so you guys can learn from this. When she started to disrespect me because I was no longer in my masculine role, and she could not respect a man who is feminine, it just, especially if it's feminine like 90% of the time, if you are just a feminine man for pretty much your whole life, every single day you're just a feminine guy that's waiting to be told what to do, that's submissive and just follows everyone else's lead. You know, he's got no decisiveness, he's got no initiation skills, he's got no initiative, that's the word I was looking for, he's got no initiative. If you're the kind of man that just blindly, like a child basically, the woman that you're with is going to lose respect. She's going to then start disrespecting you, and you're going to then start resenting her because she's disrespecting you. The relationship's going to fall apart. So to avoid this, you must understand the dynamics between masculine, fucking wind, and feminine energy. So let's actually talk about masculine energy first. What is it? What's it all about? What determines whether or not you're a masculine man? Masculinity is all about prioritizing a goal, a mission, a purpose that is bigger than yourself and the people around you and the relationships around you. So for example, me dedicating my life, myself, my energy, my time, 90% of the time, to my business, to my YouTube, to my coaching, to my line of work helping young men. That's my mission. So instead of me, and again now, you know, I've had plenty of experience with women now compared to my 18-year-old self. I'm now 21. I've had my fair share of experiences, let's just say that. So I kind of get what I'm doing now, right? And I can feed this information back to you. So now I focus all my time on my YouTube and my business and my fitness and, you know, just making sure that my shit's in check. My missions, my goals in life always come first. I always prioritize myself before anyone else, because naturally as a masculine man, how are you going to protect and provide for anybody else if you are lacking? You have to make sure you're squared away, you are sorted in order to protect and provide for the people that you love, including the girl that you're with. Do you understand? So masculine energy, to reiterate, is all about dedicating yourself to a purpose and prioritizing that over a relationship, for example. Feminine energy is all about the flow of intimacy in the relationship, the flow of emotion in the present moment, the flow of how do I feel? That's kind of what feminine energy is all about, okay? It's about nurturing, caring. It's about, yeah, basically that, just the flow of emotion with the relationships you have in your life. So if you're a feminine man, the thing that you care about the most is relationships and how I feel and, oh, do I feel happy today? That's what feminine energy is all about, and that's good. You can tap into that every now and then. You know, again, everything's about balance. It's yin and yang. You don't want to be 100% masculine because then you're going to be too cold, but you don't want to be 100% feminine because then you'll never get anything done. So you have to find the equilibrium, you have to find and I would recommend like an 80-20 kind of balance, right? 80% of the time, yeah, be in your masculine energy, be dedicated, tell your girl, listen, I can't see you just yet, I'll see you tonight, I got some work to do, and then I'll come over and see you. That's how you got to be, just on it. Like, you don't prioritize the relationship before anything else. If you know, oh, I've got to go to the gym today, I've got to get my business work done, I've got to get these tasks done, don't then sit there and spend all day with your girl. Tell her, like a fucking grown man, sit her up and say, listen, I've had a lovely time with you, kiss her on the forehead, I'm going to the gym now, I got some work to do. Fucking wind, the Matrix is attacking. I got some work to do, I will come and see you tonight. Bruv, she might be upset, she might even cry, she might respond in a negative way. I promise you, deep down, she respects you and she's so fucking attracted to you when you do that. I promise you so much. And the prime examples of why I know this now is because there's a girl I'm seeing at the moment, I previously mentioned her, and oh my God, this is the epitome of the masculine and feminine dynamic, right? For example, this girl that I'm currently seeing, she goes to university, right? So she's got like a student accommodation where she stays. She's basically kind of like a house share, and she stays with other people in this house share, okay? They also have a gym in the accommodation. So knowing me, I'm fucking loving it. I was like, right, I'm getting into the gym. So there was this one time in particular, it was around midday. I stayed at the girl's house the previous night, woke up in the morning, you know, whatever, we cuddled for a little bit. And then I told her, right, I'm going to go to the gym. Do you want to come with me? No, I want to stay here. I want to chill out for a bit. I'll have a nap or something. Okay, cool, no worries. Cool, left her to have a nap. I went to the gym, right? Now, feminine men would prioritize the relationship in that situation. They just stay because, oh, it's nice to cuddle and stay in bed and all warm and comfortable. Listen, every now and then you can do that. Every now and then, yeah, stay in and watch Netflix. Stay in and eat ice cream for breakfast and just have that kind of like lovey-dovey morning. Every now and then you can do that. I'm not saying you can't, but 90% of the time, 80% of the time, you've got to prioritize the gym. You've got to prioritize your business. You've got to prioritize the work, the goals that you've set for yourself, your college work, your studies, whatever, right? So I got up, I went to the gym, got a workout in. Guess what? When I came back, I went into this little house share, you know, the student accommodation, went into the kitchen. She's in there cooking me food. Bro, I remember I walked in the door, right? And there's like a little corridor, and then you turn to the right, and then you turn to the right again, and there's the kitchen. So I couldn't see the kitchen when I first walked into the accommodation. So I walked in, I could smell the food, and I could hear the pan cooking or whatever the fuck, right? Or the oven, whatever. And I was like, there's no way, bro. There's no way she's cooking me food right now. This is like too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? I've just gone to the gym on my shit. You know, like this perfect masculine dynamic of I've gone to conquer the day, and then I come back and my woman is making me food. Like, that dynamic is just absolutely perfect. It's so attractive. I walked in there and I was like, oh my God, she is. She sat there with a little fucking, you know, bro, over the pan just making her food. Like, bro, it makes me smile even thinking about it now. Now you compare that, you out there conquering the world, attacking, putting yourself in the danger zone. You're going to fucking war every day to try and live the life that you want, to try and build your empire. You're going there, molding your fucking body in the gym, putting yourself through pain and struggle and hardship so you can protect and provide for the people that you love. That's your job as a masculine man. You're doing that every day. And then you come back and your beautiful feminine woman is just dancing in the kitchen, yay, cooking your fucking food. She was cooking me like some Thai food. I believe it's called Pad Thai. I can't pronounce it, bro. Pad Thai. She's gonna slap me when she hears my pronunciation. Pad Thai. Something like that. It's Thai food. She's from Thailand, right? So she was cooking me the food, and she's looking all pretty. And then we go in, we eat food together, and we're listening to music, and she cuddles me, and she, you know, do you know what I mean? It's like, it gives me a massage and stuff because I got a bad shoulder. She massaged my shoulder. Bro, that dynamic is it's just the best thing in the world. And another example. Nighttime, right? I might stay over at night. I still got business to do. Business never stops. That's what a lot of you guys need to realize in this whole entrepreneurial lifestyle you're trying to pursue. It never stops. You've always got emails to answer. You've always got coaching calls to sort out, shit going on, videos to premiere and schedule. So it's nighttime. I spend the night with her. You know, we have some fun, whatever. And I cuddle her until she falls asleep. Kiss her on the forehead. I love that one. That's always a good one. Kiss her on the forehead. And then when she's fell asleep, guess what? I ain't going to sleep, bro. I'm up. I go and sit on the chair by the window in a room, at the side of a room. I'm on my phone just working, just getting shit done, making money overnight while she's sleeping and resting and, you know, in dream fairy tale land. And I'm out here struggling and going through pain and hardship and suffering to get the job done and to make some money and to bring some money in. That dynamic is perfect. And guess what? When she wakes up, she'll come and give me a hug. She'll come and give me a kiss on the cheek. She'll come and give me a massage. She'll allow me to relax then. There's something so beautiful about being in the company of a feminine woman. I say this all the time. Feminine energy literally heals you. It genuinely heals you. I remember I went over to a house once, a student accommodation. And this happened with different girls as well. You know, it's not just a one-time thing of like, oh, maybe you're just in love with this girl, whatever. Like, it's a reoccurring thing, just being around feminine women. I went over to a house and I was feeling ill one day. I had like a banging fucking headache, like migraine type headache. I was just achy and ill. Do you know the illness where like the fresh air hurts your eyes? It was that kind of ill. Went over and I told her, I was like, well, obviously I'm not just going to go over to a house and I'm ill. I told her, listen, I'm ill. Like, and she was like, oh, I don't mind getting sick for you, whatever. Brother, she's so fucking cute, man. Anyway, went over and she's just, you know, cuddling me, kissing me and making sure I'm okay. And we've got some music on, some chill music. Just being around her energy. I promise you now, I woke up the next morning completely 100% fine, 100% better. Like, I forgot I was ill. I was like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot I was ill last night. What the fuck did you do to me? Just being around the feminine energy heals you as a masculine man. You need it. It's the law of polarity. It's the law of the universe, man. You cannot have just masculine energy in your life. You can't just train, fight with your brothers, you know, compete. Surround yourself with masculine endeavors. You can't just constantly be in work mode, in war mode, in masculine mode 100% of the time, because you need the feminine grounding energy to allow you to truly appreciate life around you. Without the feminine energy, you can't do that. It's femininity that allows you to just sit in the present moment. That's what presence is all about. When we talk about presence with meditation, feminine energy, it enhances that. It's like on steroids, right? It's like meditation on steroids. It genuinely is. It forces you in the present moment. There's not very many times I can remember really being with a very feminine, beautiful, pretty girl and being distant in my brain and thinking, oh, well, what should I have for dinner? Or what should I do? It just doesn't happen. You're just present with her. It's very, very beautiful. And you compare that relationship, you compare that dynamic, let's say, to my first one when I was not very clued up with this. And, you know, we were both very young, our first relationship. Naturally, that's how you learn, right? You've got to go through the trials and tribulations of learning and making mistakes. And I have no disrespect to my ex or any of the girls that I've dated in the past. Absolutely, you know, I respect all of them. And some of them have done me wrong. Very, very, very wrong, right? And I still have nothing but respect. Regardless, the first relationship dynamic, when I was feminine, I was asking the questions, I was letting her lead in and out of the bedroom, and that's a big one as well. Okay, like I said, you can have the balance every now and then. You can let her lead every now and then, let her make the decision. But for 90% of the time, bro, they don't want to do that shit. They don't want to have to think. They want you to just lift up the fucking heavy suitcase. We're going here, let's go. Just you make the decisions, you problem solve. There's a problem, cool, get over it. You solve the obstacles. She just wants to hang onto your arm, looking pretty, you know, linking arms, and just that's what she wants to do. She wants to just be your woman. She wants you to lead her through the fucking fire of life and solve the problems. And that's the beauty of the masculine and feminine dynamic. It's such an amazing experience. It really is. I'm trying to think of other moments as well. Like, bro, I've had so many. It's just a dynamic of one's a leader, one's a follower, one's dominant, one's submissive, one's in control, one's... And when I say these words, don't take it in a misogynistic or sexist way. It's absolutely not that, because she has her own life. She can do whatever she wants. It's not saying like, oh, I control her. It's just, I lead her, okay? I'm there. I make the decisions. I guide her through things, okay? When we decide where to go, it's usually me making the decisions. Yes, let's go down this path. Yes, let's do this. Let's go to this shop. Let's go here. Because it's just a natural part of life. It's just how it is. And like I said, yeah, have the balance. I'm not trying to be misogynistic or whatever. You can have the balance. Sometimes, yeah, she can make the decisions. But just understanding the dynamic and what it's all about. Like I said before, masculine energy. You dedicate yourself to your purpose. You don't prioritize the relationship. You lead, you protect, you provide. You take care of the people around you. You fight, you're strong, combat, effective, etc., etc., etc. You are a competent man in every field of life. The woman is simply there to ground you, to just for a second take you away from your mission and allow you to feel that flow of intimacy. And your job for the woman is to protect and provide for her. She couldn't do that by herself, not to your extent anyway. And that is just a fact of life. If you find that offensive or insensitive, please just take a step back to reconsider my perspective, okay? Why do I think like this? There must be a reason for it, right? I'm not just chatting out my ass. I'm not just chatting shit. I've spoke to you for 19 minutes. There must be a reason why I think the way I think. So if you do disagree with me, just please consider it in a respectful way. Don't start, misogynist. Don't start being a retard, right? Like, just calm down. With that being said, if you would like to learn more about masculine and feminine energy, because I've only briefly touched on it in this video, but it's a very, very beautiful topic I'd love to teach you about. The coaching is down below if you want to come and talk to me on a personal level. You can come and learn what I've had to learn through years of mistakes and hardships and problems and embarrassment and awkward moments and all this kind of stuff. In 1 hour, you can learn 5 years of knowledge and save yourself the mistakes of having to go through your first relationship and having to fuck up just so you can learn. You can go through your first relationship and just enjoy it because you know what you're doing. You can go in there and lead her. You can go in there and guide her through the crowd in the club, or guide her through, hold doors open for her. You can be that gentleman, masculine man because you just know what you're doing. You know exactly what to do. Because I've been there and done it. I've made the mistakes, and you don't want to be there. It's an awkward learning process. If you can find someone that can guide you through that and help you, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, you can save yourself years of time. That's productivity right there, my friend. So coaching's down below in the description. If you would like to go more in depth with this topic, come and talk to me. I'll see you soon. Look after yourself.